Benito Mussolini, the leader of Italy, played a major role in World War II. He was the founder of fascism, a political idea that valued strength and national unity above all else. Mussolini dreamed of making Italy a powerful empire like the Roman Empire of the past. When war broke out in Europe in 1939, Mussolini saw an opportunity to expand Italy's territory and influence. Mussolini believed that the war would be short and that Italy could gain territory by joining forces with Germany, led by Adolf Hitler. He underestimated the strength of the Allied powers, including Great Britain, France, and later the United States. Mussolini's decision to enter the war would have disastrous consequences for Italy and for himself. Italy was not prepared for a long and costly war. Its industries were not as advanced as those of Germany or Great Britain, and its army was poorly equipped. Moreover, many Italians did not share Mussolini's enthusiasm for the war. Despite these challenges, Mussolini was determined to prove Italy's strength on the world stage. He believed that Italy could achieve victory through a combination of military force and political cunning. In 1940, Mussolini declared war on Great Britain and France, joining Germany in the conflict. This decision would mark the beginning of a series of military adventures that would ultimately lead to Italy's defeat and Mussolini's downfall. The Italian people, who had initially been drawn to Mussolini's promises of national glory, would soon face the harsh realities of modern warfare. Mussolini's war aims were ambitious. He wanted to create a new Roman Empire in the Mediterranean Sea, controlling North Africa and parts of Europe. He believed that Italy had a right to these lands, and that conquering them would restore Italy to its former glory. To achieve his goals, Mussolini launched military campaigns in North Africa, Greece, and the Balkans. He believed that these regions were weak and that Italy could easily defeat their armies. Mussolini's strategy relied on surprise attacks and overwhelming force. He believed that Italy's air force and navy would be able to secure quick victories. However, Mussolini's military adventures soon ran into trouble. The Italian army was poorly equipped and lacked the experience and leadership to fight effectively. The British forces in North Africa proved to be a formidable opponent, while the Greeks fiercely resisted the Italian invasion. Mussolini's miscalculations and the weaknesses of the Italian military would have serious consequences. The campaigns in North Africa and Greece turned into costly defeats, draining Italy's resources and undermining Mussolini's authority. Italy faced numerous challenges on the battlefields of World War II. In North Africa, Italian forces clashed with the British Army in a series of desert battles. The most famous of these was the Battle of El Alamein in 1942, where the British, led by General Bernard Montgomery, decisively defeated the Italian and German forces. In Greece, the Italian invasion was met with fierce resistance from the Greek army. Despite initial successes, the Italians were pushed back and eventually forced to retreat. The Greek campaign was a humiliating defeat for Mussolini and exposed the weaknesses of the Italian military. At sea, the Italian Navy faced a powerful opponent in the British Royal Navy. The Battle of Taranto in 1940, where British aircraft carriers launched a surprise attack on the Italian fleet, demonstrated the vulnerability of Italy's naval bases. Throughout the war, Italian submarines and surface ships attempted to disrupt Allied supply lines in the Mediterranean. However, they faced constant pressure from the British and American navies and suffered heavy losses. Mussolini's military adventures had disastrous consequences for Italy. The country's economy was devastated by the war, and the Italian people suffered greatly from shortages of food and other essential goods. The defeats in North Africa and Greece exposed the weaknesses of the Italian military and undermined Mussolini's authority. As the war progressed, it became clear that Italy could not win. The Allied forces landed in Sicily in 1943, and Mussolini was overthrown by his own Grand Council. He was arrested and imprisoned, but later rescued by German commandos. However, Mussolini's time in power was coming to an end. In 1945, as Allied forces closed in on his headquarters in northern Italy, Mussolini was captured and executed by Italian partisans. Italy, which had switched sides and joined the Allies after Mussolini's downfall, was left to rebuild from the ruins of war.